Most people know the Center for Women and Families as a domestic violence program, and we're also a sexual assault crisis program. So we work with and shelter people who've experienced one or both of those things. And also, as a key part of our mission, we work on educating our community to prevent those issues from happening in the future. It comes as a realization to me as I'm going through training how big of a problem this is, and it's also inspiring to see that people are willing to share about this, share it how it's personally impacted them, and be ready to do something about it. We can't do this work on our own because the need is so great. About 1 in 3 women experiences intimate partner violence, domestic violence in her lifetime. About 1 in 4 men does as well. These are issues that affect heterosexual, straight people, as well as members of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer community.
I think it's really important to note that it can happen to anyone, and it's not one particular segment of our society. It can happen to literally anyone, and it was just kind of astonishing sitting there and realizing that it could be me, or it could be my sister, or it could be my friend, and that's scary. I think that in a time in our society where it seems like everyone's being pushed away from each other, this class was really fundamental in bringing people together. And I mean, there's a variety of backgrounds and kind of, all over the map of people in our class. And it's been really cool to kind of get to know some of those people that maybe we don't necessarily interact with every day, get to know a little bit about them, what they've been through, and then come together to help other people. It's not really something that you get to do in your average university class.
After Caitlin came from the center and we were had some statistics and some videos thrown in our face, I felt like we got really close because it's hard to not look at something like that with another individual and not reflect on it and talk with that person. So we got into some very intimate and personal conversations immediately, and some classmates shared some things with me that I did not know about them, and I shared some things with them about me that they did not know, and so it got very intimate very quickly, and it was very, very cool to watch it sort of blossom and unfold. Advocacy is huge as far as action goes, and a lot of people say, I advocate for this, or I believe in that, I believe in this, I believe in that, but not a lot of people take the action, and it was so great to see people really willing to step up and take action and do what needed to be done.
When Caitlin first came in and started giving us all the demographics and the information that just for general domestic violence or intimate partner violence, and that was shocking. And then she furthered that information by giving us personal accounts of it that were either in videos or were publicized, and it was so scary to think that that could happen to me, or it could have happened to me already, or my sister, or my mom, or someone that I love. And it's so easy because anyone can be a perpetrator and anyone can be a victim, male or female, it doesn't matter. And because of that, that openness that we could have towards each other and showing some vulnerability towards each other, we were able to connect and get more on a first name basis. And within, just a couple hours of knowing each other, it was this really strong bond. We knew a whole lot about each other in a very short span.
I think it just makes you more aware of people's backgrounds and people's obstacles that they are able to overcome, and just to know that we all have struggles, we all have obstacles, we all have different ways of overcoming and getting through any type of obstacle or struggle that we have.
I would like for them to hear how learning about the center impacted us, and just thinking about how they should give, and give freely, give as much as you can.
It's something that I think all of us are really proud to be a part of, because we honor the women and the children that are at the center going through so much and trying to keep a good spirit, and we just want to help facilitate that.
This class has been such a blessing to me because it is really educating me, informing me on how to recognize abuse.
I'm always impressed at students' drive to learn about these issues and kind of view the bigger picture and then figure out, okay, what's my role in this issue? I can't do everything, but what can I do as a psychologist in the future or someone who's going to work in a corporate setting or maybe in marketing? What can I do to address violence and address the norms that allow violence to continue to happen?
Well, I think anytime we have an experience like this, where we're working with other people, either in a classroom setting or making a connection with an agency like we've done here, we always relate it back to our personal experiences too. And I'm a survivor of childhood domestic violence. And so I was very excited to be working with the Center for Women and Families and learning more about the dynamics and then, what things are in the community and services are available to families that are going through this very terrible situation.
I've known two persons from my past that have accessed services through the Center for Women and Families, and now one is married with children in a healthy relationship, is a nurse. Children are doing well. One's in college, the other is on the way.
Well, I'm actually a victim of child abuse myself. After hearing their stories and just actually seeing it and not realizing how much social and the injustice about it, I didn't realize it really. A lot of people don't speak out on it. So, and we didn't have, I guess, any resources as far as going to there, knowing about, well, I was young, so I didn't really know, let's go to the women and children's abuse centers. So it was really good and interesting, and it was heartfelt just to be able to be a part of it, really.
Those things were not necessarily available to my family when I was a child, and I really just wanted to be able to find a way to help. And I think it's great that an educational institution would give its students the experience of reaching out to the community and finding their place. That in and of itself is an educational experience. So,
yeah, it made me grow into a much more aware person. Being aware of what other people may think about me, even depending on how I behave myself, how I conduct myself when I try to ask specific questions directly.
There were many side conversations that I had with my fellow students where they would indicate that their awareness was heightened and, something that they'd learned that really impacted them that they didn't know before. And so that was really powerful, and I felt like there was definitely a deepening of empathy.
I saw transitions. Everybody, we tend to get together a little bit more, bond and more, just working as a team. Sometimes we all have our own intricate lives and we hustle and bustle from day to day, and then just getting together for that common goal sometimes just brings us all together, and I saw that.
Being able to do trainings like this, being able to partner with organizations like Spalding University is important because it builds a community-wide response to violence. So rather than looking at violence as something that is personal to these people or happens because of individuals making the choice to use violence, we are looking at violence as a public health issue and something that we all can either ignore and therefore tolerate, or speak out against and therefore not tolerate.